Greetings to all. Today, we are diving headlong into a rather unsettling controversy that has raised a storm of late: the issue of Indians getting banned in South Korea. This undoubtedly raises eyebrows, hinting at a potential case of blatant discrimination. However, to truly grasp the gravity of this situation, it is crucial to peel back the layers and delve into deeper waters. Is this ban merely a reflection of South Korean? Could it be a backlash to the zealous Indian fandom of K-pop? Is this discrimination a recent development, or the continuation of a deep-seated bias with historical, and most critically, who bears the brunt of this prohibitive measure? These are some hard-hitting questions that need to be broached to truly make sense of this contentious issue. Yet, don't let the intimidating intricacies deter you. On the contrary, it's this labyrinthine nature of the issue that lends it a uniquely compelling, captivating, and controversial flavor. At its core, it's a narrative about music, movies, series from South Korea, a tale that has sparked a vibrant social media movement fueled by hashtags like #BangPop. However, at its heart, it's a story of people, their rights, and their ongoing for equality and justice. Are you prepared for this deep dive exploration and unveiling? Stay tuned as we untangle the intricate web surrounding this contentious. Travel with me back in time as we explore the first documented instances of prejudice against Indians in South Korea. This intricate issue, much like an intricately knotted string, has its origins deeply embedded in past events. In the initial days of interaction between the two nations, South Korea and India enjoyed a friendly relationship. However, as the cultural exchange between them intensified, so did the misunderstandings and stereotyping. This was most noticeable in the workplace and educational institutions, where Indians frequently felt, due to their unique cultural practices and language barriers, the largely homogeneous South Korean society struggled to accommodate the diversity introduced by Indian immigrants. A comprehensive anti-discrimination law was absent in South Korea, worsening the problem and offering little to no legal protection for the victims. Meanwhile, the Indian community, despite their love for Korean pop culture, faced a grim reality of discrimination. The irony of their situation was stark. They admired Korean music, dramas, and films. They were not accepted by the very same society. These discriminatory experiences started to affect the bilateral relations between the two countries. The Indian government raised concerns about its citizens' treatment, while the South Korean government faced a delicate balance between maintaining diplomatic relations and addressing the societal issue. This deep-rooted problem has grown over time. The road to acceptance and resolution is long and complex, and it begins with recognizing the past, the focus of our current discussion. Let's delve into the attitudes and laws that have shaped the issue of discrimination in South Korea. Known globally for its cultural exports such as K-pop and Korean dramas, South Korea also has a less talked about reputation of dealing with xenophobia. This is not an attempt to generalize all South Koreans, but a recognition of the issues that contribute to the discrimination many foreigners, particularly Indians, encounter. South Korea is often characterized as a homogeneous society with a predominantly Korean population. Such homogeneity has historically cultivated a strong national identity. However, it has also given rise to sentiments of otherness towards foreigners, fostering discomfort, prejudice, and unfortunately, discrimination. Opinions towards foreigners in South Korea are often twofold. There is an appreciation for Western culture and its influences, mirrored in the popularity of Western celebrities and lifestyle. In contrast, immigrants from poorer Asian nations, Latin America, and Africa frequently face blatant racism. This shows a complicated dynamic with foreign cultures, where admiration and prejudice coexist. Indians often bear the brunt of this discrimination due to cultural misconceptions, stereotypes, or simply fear of the unknown. Despite the popularity of Indian culture, such as Bollywood and yoga, this hasn't necessarily resulted in the acceptance of Indians as individuals. The situation is made worse by the absence of comprehensive anti-discrimination laws. This legal void means that racist behaviors often go unpunished, perpetuating the cycle of discrimination. The United Nations Human Rights Committee has urged South Korea to implement an anti-discrimination law, but this still remains unfulfilled. Undeniably, the societal perspectives and environment in South Korea have a major role in contributing to this issue. The task now is to modify these attitudes and fortify legal safeguards to ensure everyone, regardless of their nationality or background, feels secure and accepted in South Korea. Let's delve into India's viewpoint, shall we? What has been the impact of K-pop on the Indian psyche, and how has this perception been by the recent events? Undeniably, the K-pop music wave has swept across the globe, and India couldn't resist its charm. The lively rhythms, meticulously coordinated dance sequences, and visually stunning fashion styles of K-pop bands have deeply resonated with India's youthful population. K-pop has evolved from being just a music genre to a worldwide cultural sensation that has sparked a feeling of unity and community among its global followers. In India, this K-pop phenomenon has not just ignited a passion for Korean music, but also kindled interest in the Korean language, its rich culture, and diverse culinary delights. The fans loyally support their preferred bands, actively participate in creating fan arts, take up Korean language classes, and even organize events around K-pop themes. This profound involvement has fostered a sense of global companionship and citizenship among India's youth. However, the recent episodes of discrimination against Indians in South Korea have cast a shadow over this fervor. Feeling deceived, their affection for K-pop and respect for Korean culture is now at odds with the bitter taste of racial bias. Social media platforms are abuzz with a spectrum of reactions. Some fans are advocating for a detailed comprehension of the issue, underlining that the actions of a minority cannot represent an entire nation. However, others have a more assertive approach. In retaliation to the discrimination, there is a growing demand to impose a ban on K-pop in India. The hashtag #BangPop is gaining momentum, with proponents suggesting it's crucial to strike South Korea where it directly impacts their international cultural outreach. They argue this could potentially act as a stern warning against racial bias and may prompt a shift in attitudes. Conversely, some opine that such a ban would only penalize the artists, not the actual perpetrators of discrimination. They propose that the path forward should be through dialogues and understanding instead of boycotts. Hence, it's evident that there's a surge of tension and misunderstanding on both ends. In the wake of recent happenings, one might ask, what's the next prudent step? As we dissect the new advancements surrounding this matter, it's unambiguous that change is on the cusp, albeit gradual and unpredictable. Lately, the scrutiny on South Korea's biased habits has magnified. Reports of rampant racism, primarily aimed at immigrants from less affluent Asian nations, have made their way to international news platforms. While legislative amendments have been effected, the absence of a comprehensive anti-discrimination regulation remains a glaring oversight. To balance the scale, the Indian reception to K-pop and Korean culture presents a varied picture. While a fair share of Indians have accepted it, there are others who have expressed their dissatisfaction. The demand for a ban on K-pop and Korean entertainment is a backlash against detected discrimination, a call for mutual respect. However, is prohibition the answer? It appears not. Instead, it might exacerbate the rift, deepening misconceptions and ill feelings. A potentially more potent approach could include diplomatic interventions, shifts in societal outlook, and legal amendments. For example, diplomatic dialogues between India and South Korea could be instrumental in tackling the issue at a governmental level. Both nations can join forces to foster cultural exchanges, nurturing mutual comprehension and respect. Likewise, societal attitudes need to evolve. Education can play a pivotal role in this context. Educational institutions and media platforms can cultivate a climate of inclusivity and acceptance by championing diverse cultures and viewpoints. Legal reforms are equally crucial. As visible in South Korea, the lack of an anti-discrimination legislation has permitted prejudice practices to continue. Enactment of such laws could provide a practical safeguard discrimination. Additionally, the influence of social media cannot be overlooked. Campaigns that encourage cultural understanding and challenge stereotypes can wield clout. The hashtag #BangPop could be repurposed to stimulate conversation and mutual respect rather discord. Ultimately, it boils down to comprehending and respecting each other's cultures and identities. Let's envision a future where equality is the norm, regardless of one's nationality. It's pivotal to remember that our mutual passion for music and entertainment is the common thread that unites us. Let's leverage it to build bridges, not widen chasms. In today's discussion, we explored the issues surrounding the South Korean outlook on foreigners and India's take on K-pop culture. We realized that the seeds of such biases are sown in the soils of misunderstanding and non-acceptance of differing cultures and lifestyles. We highlighted recent incidents that have spotlighted these issues, emphasizing the urgent need for change. Yet, we acknowledge that such change doesn't occur instantly and without effort. It demands challenging of biases and questioning of preconceived notions. It's about enabling an environment of dignity and respect for all, irrespective of their ethnic or cultural origins, a society that celebrates diversity. Although it's not an easy task, it's feasible, and it begins with understanding. As we conclude, let's commit to understanding each other better and foster a more inclusive world. I appreciate you joining me on this exploration towards mutual understanding and acceptance.